What's up, guys? It's Opex again. I haven't made a video in quite a while, probably 2 weeks or so, and I just got back from a two-week vacation because I went to see family and visit them for the holidays, and I just got back out on the road yesterday. So I took a shower, I ate a sub from Subway, and let's make a video. So this video is delayed. Should have made it on my vacation probably a week or two ago. It'd be more relevant, but nevertheless I might as well make it now than wait until I feel like making it another time. So this is about fantasy and why you shouldn't, I'm not telling you what to do, but why you probably shouldn't be teaching your kids about Santa Claus being real. So before I dive in, let me just say real quick, when I have children, there's no way in hell I'm going to be feeding my kids that bullshit that Santa Claus is real, that he comes down chimneys, that he has a naughty or nice list, that he has flying reindeer, that he gives it presents to all the kids in the world. I'm not going to feed them with that knowledge, or fantasy, rather. But I will have no problem with the story. I have no problem teaching my kids fantasy, just as long as I tell them it's fantasy. It's in the realm of make-believe. I believe there's a lot of good things that come from fantasy, whether it's creativity or you might get some moral stuff out of a novel or movie, or there's positivity in there, and it's curious and it's cute or fun, and it's a good element. However, when you tell them that Santa Claus is real and he's coming and he has a naughty or nice list, etc., you're filling them with bullshit. Not only do you, as a parent, already know it's bullshit and a lie, you still infringe that belief structure onto your children. A lot of parents do this because of tradition, because of, well, their parents did it to them and they didn't feel so terrible about it now that they're an adult, right? They look back at it and they're like, I was totally fine now that, I was told Santa Claus was real. I found out it was fake. I was devastated, but you know what? I moved on with life. However, a lot of parents aren't thinking about other factors that can come from this. Like, let's say you say to your child, Santa Claus is real, he's coming down, he wants milk and cookies, you're doing the whole charade for him. He's real, you have gifts that say from Santa, whatever, right? And you're just waiting for that happiness out of the child. But the thing is, the happiness isn't coming from the fantasy itself. It's coming from gifts. It's coming from the spirit of Christmas. But it's not coming from the story of Santa Claus, naughty or nice list. And you're waiting for him or her to open up a present and be extremely happy, right? This is what Christmas is all about, right? And then the kid gets older, a few years of this goes by, kid's 6, 7, 8, starts to acquire something called logic. Also, peers that might have already known that Santa is not real. Now, this goes generally one or two ways. Of course, many, many, many ways, but generally one of these two ways. Either you have a great bond in relationship with your child, and the child basically gets pissed off at you, resent you, look at you like you're not a knowledge-based person, that you fooled your child. Because when your kid starts getting logic, right, they might start thinking, how the fuck does Santa do that? I'm 7 years old, I've never seen an adult be able to get to a few houses in a night, let alone the world of houses, and they see how many people are out there. Santa's fat, how the fuck does he come down a chimney? He or she might start using critical thinking / logic, and they debunk it themselves, or a peer tells them. So you might have a good relationship with your child, and they might start losing that good relationship, that you are a liar, that you knew it was fake, yet you still instilled that on them because of whatever. Then there's the other side. You don't have a good relationship with your child. You may be a workaholic. You might, let's say you're a mom and you're out at work. You already know your husband's out at work, or you're out of the equation completely. And you might be out at work. You might not be part of your child's life initially, like you're not a stay-at-home mom constantly around your child. You might go to daycare, or she might go to daycare, have a relative or family member take care of your child while you're at work, whatever the scenario. And the child finds this out, that you're lying to him or her, they might be that much more resentful. So both of these equations basically go into mommy and daddy are liars. Either way, you're lying to your child. Personally, I don't see that. I would never, ever tell my kid a lie because of the feeling that I would get. Like, you have that pull from the universe saying right, wrong, yin, yang, etc., right? And you're taking this child in a feeble mindset, supposed to believe their parents for knowledge, for growth, yet you're instilling them with a lie. And you're doing it on purpose. This wasn't on accident. And as a parent, I would feel like this is harmful for the child. Now, this goes into any type of fantasy, but generally I want to stick to Santa or the Christmas thing because it's that time of year. So let's dive into a little bit more. This is going to be a short video. I am going to make another video today because I need to start making up some videos. So, your child starts figuring out the logic or gets told by a friend, and he or she confronts you as a parent and asks you, why did you lie to me? Now, this feeling from you and the child, from that lying factor, because you're trying to be real with your kid, you're trying to teach your kid things, you're trying to put healthy things into their mind, and you might be shielding them from weird things like swear words or pornography or you name it, right? You're trying to shield them and keep them safe from this type of stuff, yet you're lying to them bold-faced with a smile because you wanted this child to have a big smile for Christmas, right? You want him or her to dive into this Christmas thing happy and gleeful. Yet, that happiness in those moments in Christmas time, which I already said has nothing to do with Santa Claus anyways, but this happiness is counteracted when they find out that you have been lying to them. Now, there's a lot of children that resent their parents from that, and it could be at a subconscious level, most likely a subconscious level. It's not just like, oh, they lied to me about Santa Claus, I don't trust them ever, and that's constantly on the mind. Oh, you're saying this, you're going to lie about that too. It might not be like that, most likely not like that, but subconsciously, they might start being away from you. Like that bond is broken if you had it, and if you didn't happen, chances of getting it is less likely. As a parent, you need to understand this. Understand that this is harmful, possibly very harmful for your child. Why do you not want them to find out that Santa's fake? So you can keep the charade going, right? Because once they find out it's fake, they might resent you. That's the feeling of, don't tell them it's fake, don't tell them it's fake. It's not that you want to keep this thing going in just a happy manner specifically. It's that you don't want to be found out that you're a liar because you don't know how your child's going to react. Yet, it's inevitable. It is something that will happen, that they will find out that you're lying to them. That bond will be broken if you have one. It might be some strings attached, but generally speaking, it's not the way it was. At a subconscious level. Then when somebody comes around, a kid who knows it's fake, doesn't give a fuck about Christmas, 5 years old, goes up to your 5-year-old and says, Santa Claus is fake, your parents are lying to you. How do you think that kid's going to feel? Every good feeling that you had in Christmas with your child about happy things is all counteracted now having to deal with this. Difference is, knowing Santa's real, few years, right? 3, 4, 5 years if you're lucky, right? Then Santa being fake is the rest of their life. What do you want to brainwash them with? That? I would not want to brainwash them with that. Now, I don't want to dive into the pagan aspects of it. I don't want to dive into, obviously, most Christians know this. Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. I can go into Judaism and all that. I don't want to in this video. That might be another video for maybe next Christmas. But for this video, I want to stay clear on this fantasy realm, because I'm going to make this short, and I'm going to just say a few more things about this. As a parent, please consider these as, I'm not telling you what to do first off. I'm not telling you what to do. Look at all my videos. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you my preferred actions to this. I'm not going to be telling my kids Santa Claus is real. No problem telling them about the story, him or her about the story. No problem. However, once you get into the aspect of saying it's real, you're going to have some issues. Think about the issues, because they might outweigh that small year or two of good. Not to mention, when that kid sees a present from their parents, I think they're pretty happy. Now think about it. When you're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old and you believe Santa's alive, right? And real. Think of that happy smile they got from the thing saying from Santa Claus. Then when they're 9, 10, 11, it stops being Santa Claus and it says from mom and dad or something, right? Is there a difference in that smile and that happiness? No, because Christmas is giving, right? They want this giving thing. They don't really care about Santa being real. This is just a lie you've given them. And again, I couldn't do that to my children. I have a heart and I have empathy. Now, I was the one who had to hide it from my parents when I was like 5, 6. I think even till 7, till I was finally like, you know what? Santa's not real. Come on, guys. But I felt awkward if I said that because I didn't want to have that conversation either. I was a smart kid. Let me change that up. I've never really been that smart, but I've been very aware. You do a little bit of logic, doesn't make sense. Other kids start realizing it too, then you're like, yeah, what's going on here? What's the goal? But I hid it from my parents. I didn't want them to know that I knew that it was all bullshit and they've been lying to me. Parents think just because everyone else is doing it, it's okay. Just like circumcision. Men get circumcised all the time in the United States, let alone the Western world. Get circumcised. I gotta make a video on that, but anyways. Everyone's doing it, so why don't you? Just like I've already talked about the birth certificate, right? You get your certificate of live birth, the doctor comes in and says, hey, parent, come here. Everyone's doing it. You want this birth certificate so you can get your kid to become a citizen, you can have a driver's license, social security, all of that stuff. Your parent just goes, yeah, without knowing all the negative effects. That's what you're doing with Christmas and Santa. Everyone's doing it. Happened to you. So let's just do it. Don't worry about all the negative effects. Doesn't matter. No, worry about it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to look at this. Look at the information and decide to yourself, for yourself, Is it worth it? It's a devastation to a child, knowing that their parents are unreliable. It's a devastation. Now, when you're a very, very young kid, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of age, you're very susceptible to your parents. You don't want to lose that bond if you had it, just because of this shit. They would be completely happy. I mean, for thousands of years, no one said anything about Santa Claus. Now all of a sudden it's a thing, and you got to tell all your kids it. For thousands of years, kids were raised fine without knowing Santa Claus. So just think about it. Alright, that's enough for this video. Stay tuned for my next video.